Welcome back. Well, for some of you, maybe your New Year's resolution was to go out and find a new job. According to a recent Gallup poll, people are looking for new jobs, the highest rate in nearly a decade. But with a cooling labor market at the same time, there may be fear that those opportunities aren't there.
So joining us now to help figure out if this is the right time to look and how to go about searching for that new job is career coach Eliana Goldstein. Eliana, thanks so much for joining us this morning. So let's just get right to it because timing is everything.
It is.
Is now a good time to start looking?
So historically, Q1, even late Q2 are good times to be looking for a job. It's when generally people are back in the office, so they're ready for recruiting, they're ready for onboarding and finding somebody. Obviously, budgets are reallocated at the beginning of the year. So historically, yes, as you mentioned, there's thoughts that this might be a cooling labor market. So there's an incoming new administration coming in. So yeah, we have yet to see exactly how it will play out, but hopefully it will be good to start now.
Somebody in a position like yours, how accurately can you sort of foresee trends when you look ahead to the year? You mentioned we're in Q1 now.
Yeah.
Do you think that there's anything pretty much that you can guarantee is going to be popular, unpopular, or in terms of trends, what you see?
Absolutely. There are a few trends that we are pretty sure are going to happen. So some of these are continued trends from last year. So for example, AI continuing to dominate. Employers are using it to find candidates and recruit. Job seekers are obviously using it to make sure that their resume is in a good place, to find relevant roles. And it's incredibly important from a marketability perspective as well. It is now necessary to have the skills when it comes to leveraging AI to be more efficient in your job. So job seekers need to be thinking about that of, am I well versed in how I can use AI, and am I marketing that on my resume and on my LinkedIn as well? Another big trend that we are continuing to see is a move to skills-based hiring. So it's not as much about traditional credentials now. It's about, do you have the hard and soft skills necessary? And that's being demonstrated by things like seeing it take a lot more time for MBA candidates from top programs in the US to land roles, because it's not, again, as much about what have you learned, but it's about, do you have that field experience? And then finally, another one that is likely going to continue is a rise in both blue and gray collar jobs. So we're seeing a big demand for the mix of both the technical and the physical. So nurse practitioners, flight attendants, even teachers, those types of roles will definitely be in demand and likely continue in through the year.
Interesting. So what are a couple of things that people who are focused on job hunting right now should really be focusing on?
So I think that what people need to realize is there's always been a really strong emphasis on your resume. And yes, the resume isn't going anywhere right now, and it's important, but because of this proliferation of AI, everyone can have a strong resume now. So it's not as much of a distinguisher anymore. So you need to be thinking about other ways that you can stand out, and that is always going to come down to relationships, networking, and referrals. So I'm always advising people, have that good resume. That's something to back you up, but what's going to get you in is having that connection. So focus on building those relationships. That's going to be key in 2025.
I was really intrigued by something you just said. So you were saying AI actually has helped a broad spectrum of people have better resumes. Are you talking about literally the resume itself?
Yes.
Being properly written and organized.
Exactly.
So that's something that used to be sort of a skill that some people had, but now people are using AI to build it for them.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, you need to bring your own voice to your resume, but there are so many tools out there that help you customize it, that help you just make it more enhanced. So everyone has access to that, so it's not what's going to distinguish you anymore.
Very quickly, in our last 30 seconds, how does someone know if they're ready? I mean, we were talking off camera a moment ago. This is a huge step. It's not a small thing.
Yeah, it's one that you want to take lightly, especially in this market that is so much more competitive. So I think that I always encourage people, don't make any rash decisions, and we shouldn't leave before we have something lined up. But if you're feeling like your growth is stagnating, if you don't see a clear path for you internally, if your mental health is taking a toll at work, those are all clear signs that we should be looking for something new.
All right, some really good information. Thank you so much for joining us, Eliana.
Really appreciate it. Great to meet you. We'll be right back.
That's the thing.